Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Sunday, September 7th, 2025. I'm going to do something special today. I came across this spread, the Year of the Empress, a spread that can be done on your birthday. And so I decided to do it with 3 different decks. Use the same spread and same questions, but 3 different decks. And 3 different, maybe adding oracle decks or other things, and seeing what kind of readings we get. I do want to throw in a proviso here that if you prefer, you could just right now decide number 1, 2, or 3. There are going to be 3 readings. 1, 2, or 3 is your general reading for today. And then just listen to that one, or listen to them all and stick with that one. The other thing you could do is listen to all 3 of them and see which one of them you feel resonates. And then just listen to that one again and make that one yours, your general reading for the day. A much larger task, but you might be up for it, would be to listen to all 3 and sort of combine them and figure out what the differences are, what the similarities are, and make that one huge combined reading for the day. So here we go. This is, of course, the Scarab and Dahlia. This is one of the decks that I have said I really feel like this deck is me in the form of a deck. So I've already shuffled and cut. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Always have to do some housekeeping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little tight, but I'll keep it in this view. Okay, so a summary of the previous period, whatever that period was. For maybe for you, it might be this past summer. Temperance. It's been a balancing. Lovely beach imagery there. And this really, not just balanced, but this, in the midst of chaos, you've been able to remain a sense of your own calm. And that's very important. The second is a lesson to learn. The Chariot. Well, either you need to charge ahead more, or is having the desire to charge ahead more. And interesting to connect these with the background here. The backgrounds do connect, and they go from choppy waters to calm waters, but more action here. So maybe it's using this tranquility as a springboard for your action. 3 aspirations and objectives for the season to come. The 3 of Wands. This is, well, and again, that's wanting to move forward. You're ready to move forward and get to work. So these 2 very much flow together. The intentions to set. The Queen of Coins. You know, I am an earth sign, and I do love all of the coins. It's earth suit, and the Queen of Coins is, again, I really feel the Queen of Coins is about balancing the wateriness of emotions and caring with practical material concerns for the welfare of others. So to be able to appreciate what you have and also take care of the welfare of others. So that's a lovely intention to set. Advice. The Ace of Wands. Maybe to claim your fire a bit more. Or even just to recognize the fire and recognize new beginnings as they crop up. Don't just automatically assume that it won't be something you can do, but you can recognize the new beginnings. Take that spark. The spark doesn't always have to go where like the first vision is. And what the future may hold. The Four of Cups. More reflection. Well, I have to laugh because, my situation as a caregiver, there's not a whole lot of action. There's a great desire to move forward, and it may even be time to do some more things, and I will be. I mean, if this is for me, I will be. I'll be teaching again this fall when I thought I might not. But the Four of Cups, more reflection, more meditation. Try to see all the things that you have available to you, not just what's in front of you. That's certainly another nice aim. And I'm going to add 2 oracle cards to that. Interesting. Hallucinated vision and precious apparition. This reminds me of my looking glass spread that I created, where one is the dream and one is the reversed image in the mirror. So this deck does not include any definitions. This is the Craft and Decadence Oracle, and so it's just taking the image and working with it, and also seeing how it works with other things. She, unlike all of these characters, the horses are looking straight at us, and she is looking straight at us. These horses. An ethereal trip, unearthly perception. Well, to me, that sounds like a wonderful thing, and that to me that would incorporate also more of my spiritual goals of being able to get out of my own head and my own worldly possessions and get more into the psychic realm. And precious apparition, outstanding revelations, and a cherished chimera. It's funny, her light is shining up towards that, and I really do feel they work very well together with this meditation. So as I read this, I would say this spark, this creative spark, may be for your meditation, for your spiritual growth and your spiritual time, leading you to new places and new depth of vision. So that's the first reading that I have for this, the Year of the Empress spread. For the second reading of the Year of the Empress spread, and again, this spread is from the Parisian Sibyl, I am going to use the Francois Minchiate deck. This is an historic Minchiate deck, and I'm going to augment it with Dominoes. So, summary of the current period, the previous period, lesson to learn, aspirations, objectives for the year to come, intentions to set, advice, and possible future. summary of the previous year. It's l'amour. It has been filled with love, and I would say that's true. Probably not romantic love, as one might think with Cupid, but it definitely, as a senior caregiver, it has been filled with love. And so hope maybe in your year or this past summer, maybe your summer was filled with romantic love, and if so, good on you. The lesson to learn is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is that a dark night of the soul. The lesson to learn, I think, is that you get through the dark night of the soul. It's common enough that it's talked about a lot, that a lot of people have it at a 3 a.m. wake-up time. Some people would ascribe that to demons. Some people ascribe that to body clocks. Some people ascribe it to a holdover from the medieval second sleep, the rising the first time. So the lesson to learn is that we do get through the dark night. The morning does come. Oh, let's hope that that's true on a larger scale. Aspirations, objectives for the year to come, a brilliant tying in with this love, the inception of a new love, and a beautiful start of an outpouring of emotions. The intentions to set, this is the sense of smell. This deck has the senses, and this is the sense of smell. So an intention would be to stop and smell the roses. And advice, this advice is something I just said the other day. We all die. This is the age. This is old age. It's just remembering that we all die. I have a constant reminder of my own mortality in caring for my mother, who's 101. And a reminder that no matter how hale and hearty you are, this time, unless you die young, this time comes to all of us, and these people deserve our empathy. And the possible future is the Four of Pentacles, which I think you know has been coming up a lot. And I've been getting some interesting new slants on the Four of Pentacles. While I often think of it as kind of grasping and selfish and greedy, I also think there is a component of the Four of Pentacles of maintenance and care. You can't take care of the things that you're not keeping track of. And certainly that's relevant and pertinent for me. Now, I think I'm going to kind of double this reading with the Dominoes. Try to pull these fast here. Okay. All right. So these are just augmenting what we've already talked about. The summary of the previous period was a period of love and affection. There may have been a slight pulling back or a slight downturn, but it has grown more stable. So that's something to appreciate, is that it's not that things have lessened, or it's just that things have gone from the instability of a 3 to the stability of 2 people working together. And that's also a preparatory period. So you still have perhaps a new flush of this period. this, again, the Nine of Swords, lessons to learn. And this is exponential growth. And exponential growth into big stability. So the lesson that I said before was that remembering that the morning comes, and also remembering that when you feel very alone in the middle of that dark night, when the morning comes, you have the stability of other people and other things to depend upon and to take you away from this and make you more stable. So it's just a confirmation that the morning does come. This Ace of Hearts, and wow, isn't this lovely? This is the 10, and since we're here with hearts, we'll just call it the 10 of Cups. It's a marvelous sign for this beautiful beginning of, this is aspirations and objectives. If your aspiration and objective is to let your love be overflowing, the 10 of Cups just emphasizes that and tells you that that's exactly where you should be going, to keep the spark of the new alive while you are refreshing it with the love of others. Stop and smell the roses. The intentions to set, maybe to take a little more time, smell the roses. This is going from some instability, and we know what the fives usually are. They're instability, dissension, lack. You are reducing to even more instability. So here, if your goal is to stop and smell the roses, it could be that you're going to become much more busy. Well, you might have had more time to stop and smell the roses. There may also have been a little dissension, and now you're going to have less time, but also less dissension. But things will be more uneven. You won't have that. See, just look how balanced that 5 is. It sits very well. The 3 is lopsided, and so you'll have a reduction in time, but also a reduction in dissension, but also may feel unstable. And now this is your intentions to set. So you may feel that your intention to take more time for yourself and appreciate things is being contradicted. It just means you'll have to try harder for that. The advice that we all get old, it is what you make of it. Old age is always beset with problems. Old age always has issues in one arena or another, that whether it's health, wealth, stability of care, all of these things, your attitude makes a great deal of difference in how you approach these things and how you handle your old age. And of the potential future, again, is the 4 of Pentacles. And here we have a 7. And interesting. Oh my goodness. Because at some point I'll do a video on how I read dominoes. My apologies, I have had to move to a static picture here because I lost just the final portion of this reading because my battery died. I was saying that, so here we have the 4 of diamonds, or the 4 of pentacles, and if it is indeed a situation where we are interpreting this as that keeping track of something so that you can take care of things and maintain things, then now we have this 7 added to that. And of course, the 7 of Pentacles is that wonderful moment when you get to take a break in your work and you look back and you appreciate what you've done, but you also evaluate what you've done in terms of whether it is what you had hoped to accomplish, and does it fit the larger picture of what you want to do now. So once again, this domino just augments exactly what we had been talking about before and expands on it more. So you're going to have this wonderful time of not just caring for things, but being able to be in a regular pause and evaluation and regrouping that will be beneficial for everyone. So in the third part, still doing the same reading, the Year of the Empress reading, this time using the Parisian Sibyl, the deck that this layout came from, along with Les Metamorphoses du Jour Tarot, and both of them are the artwork of J.J. Granville. This is more of his illustrations, and this is more of his political cartoons where people appeared as animals. But earlier this year, I just fell in love with the way that these two look and read together. So I'm going to be expanding this this layout here. And speaking of expanding, so the first card, the summary of the previous period. Lessons to learn, aspirations, objectives for the year to come, intentions to set, advice, and potential future. And with the Parisian Sibyl, a summary of the year to come, lessons to learn, aspirations, intentions to set, advice, and what the future may hold. So I'm just going to be reading these together as if it were an open reading format. So we have the Page of Coins and Recreation reversed. So the Page of Coins is, all the messengers, the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is perhaps the most studious of the bunch. Page of Coins is known to be, as with all the coins, court cards, thinking ahead more, more aspirational. So the summary of the previous year, it was a studious year, yeah. Or of the previous period, your past summer. Does that suit your summer? Recreation reversed, and I don't know these meanings, so I'm looking these up. This may take a bit longer. Uh, 49. Recreation reversed. Burnout, confused thoughts, need of rest. That certainly fit my year, with the 4 of Swords, which also is the need of rest. So studious, thoughtful, planning long range, but also burned out. That would be, was that your summer? I hope not. Oh, also reversed. This is lessons to learn. So tenderness reversed, the Queen of Hearts reversed, and the Page of Swords. Once again, we have a Page of Swords who is quite fancy. But again, just seems to be standing there waiting for someone to, either waiting for someone else to be ready or waiting for orders, waiting for his marching orders. The swords generally want to dive right in, and he looks impatient. So your lesson to learn is probably to be patient with this, especially if you're burnt out and needing rest. It's going to require patience. Tenderness reversed, naivete, overly emotional, gluttony, testiness, despondency. The Queen of Heart reversed would be overly emotional. This would be someone who has a degree of power, but doesn't use it wisely because they're not being ruled by the long-range thinking of one of the coins. So they're overly emotional. Again, they match very well. And so with this, you're impatient, overly emotional, testy, gluttonous, perhaps. So those are the things, the lessons that you need to be working on. Your aspirations. An important revelation. Let me see, I need to see where I am in terms of these cards. Oh, I've got room. Okay. Important revelation. And the 5 of Coins. Now, the 5 of Coins is the card of poverty. We know this: poverty, loss, unfairness, too. So, 23, an important revelation, unexpected news, showing your hand, or an important discussion with the 4 of Coins, which we saw earlier. Holding on to things could be greed, but also could just be keeping track of things so that you can take care of them. That would blend in more with this, is that if you don't keep track of things and money enough, then you don't have enough to give to others to take care of them. And also, if you don't observe other people, if you don't see that they need care, then you can't take care of them. I am always questioning myself to make sure that I am paying enough attention and doing enough for my mother, because you just can't ask yourself that enough. You know, you don't want at any point to look back and say, I could have done more. Intentions to set. Again, reversed. Insight, reversed. And the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups, of course, are these lovely childhood memories. We have literal horseplay here. And it is generally considered a positive card in terms of, even though it is looking backwards, it's looking backwards with affection. The Insight card reversed, immaturity, fits with that. Deceit, possible danger, questionable reputation. Now, these are in the intentions to set. So I don't think you want to set those intentions, that being negative. We also here have the, looks like the King, no, the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Swords, the Page of Swords, again. So we have this immaturity, impatience, possible danger, questionable reputation, here linked with childhood memories. So In terms of setting an intention, that's the balance. You don't want to be on that side of it. You want to be on, when you look back, you want to think in terms of positive memories. You don't want to hold on to the negative things, the impatience, the bitterness. Advice. Also reversed. Sincere friend, reversed. And the Queen of Wands. So opportunist, schemer, incompetent, malicious. So advice is to just guard yourself about who you are trusting in your life. The Queen of Wands is generally considered to be a very good friend, but here she's reversed. So the creativity and capriciousness of the Queen of Wands could lead her to be someone who is really disloyal. And the Hanged Man, advice. So we have the normal advice of being willing to look at things from a different angle. But here we have a cat that's hanging upside down and still being able to catch mice and eat them. So not only look at things from a different angle, but a period of discomfort can actually be to your advantage in the long run. The willingness to suspend what's comfortable now might actually come to your aid in the future. Now, and then you and I will have to think about how does that tie in with perhaps someone that you're trusting that you shouldn't. That person may have left you in this position of discomfort. That person perhaps is somebody that should be taking care of you, but isn't, has left you hanging out to dry, as the phrase goes. So you on your own can make the best of a situation, maybe a lot of times when you might want to pull in someone else for advice. And finally, what the future might hold, again, reverse. So lots of reversals. I read lots of reversals as, now I don't read reversals with this tarot deck, so excuse me. But interestingly, the Hangman is effectively a reversal. But when we see here, we have, what, 5 out of 6 reversed. And this could mean, it's kind of, I feel that that's kind of like a retrograde over the period that's coming up in terms of you may feel pretty stalled and not getting a lot of motion. But this is inconstancy reversed, so that's good, actually. Bouncing back, self-discipline. Well, that's what you want to hear after this, is you want to hear that you've got self-discipline. And you have here the 6 of Swords. You know, the need to get away, normally would be the need to get away from a bad environment. But this is reversed. So I think it's saying that, interesting that that's inconstancy. The reverse of inconstancy would be constancy. So it's saying remain constant. Things can get better with your own strength. And if you can curtail some of the more negative things, you can keep an eye on the people that need your help. And, oh, 2 of Coins. I'm having to replace a little portion of audio here because I completely misspoke. I read this as the 2 of Cups instead of the 2 of Coins. So being the 2 of Coins, this is about decisions that continue to have to be made, but they're being made out of this constancy, and instead of being harsh decisions, it's more of a continual balancing act, as we see in the picture. We have this these people working together. Here they're really three, someone holding the light for the performance, someone playing the music, and then the performer. And so this is saying if you can hang on, this is going to be deepening your understanding. If you can bring all these other things to the table, literally, you'll be able to keep things in balance for others as well as for yourself. And that is the end of the third reading. I hope you've enjoyed this, seeing the different decks with the same layout and different readings. As I said before, you could just pick one to be your reading. You could kind of pick it in advance. You could listen to all three of them and see which one resonates the most with you. Or you could do what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to listen to this again and study these more and kind of put them all together into one grand reading. This is the Year of the Empress spread from the Parisian Sibyl, and this is the Parisian Sibyl. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I think one of the things that all of these readings is saying is that patience may still be required and a little discernment about when to take the next steps, which has been coming up in a lot of my readings lately. Thank you.